Buckaroo motherfucking Banzai. How do people seriously not know about this movie? I mean it. Buckaroo Banzai is probably one of the best cult movies ever, or at least of the 80s. People know that RoboCop was probably one of the coolest movies of the 80s, and everyone remembers it, but no one remembers Buckaroo Banzai Across the 8th Dimension. This movie is hard to describe. Even the people that were in it don't know really how to describe it. Dr. Buckaroo Banzai is a physicist, neurosurgeon, samurai, has a rock band, the Hong Kong Cavaliers, and his own private army called the Blue Blazers.
Now I know what you're going to say, but stick with me, my story gets better.
Yeah, really, it's like as if somebody had a brainstorming session and they just didn't take out any ideas. I'm really not going to review this movie, as it literally would take me about an hour to do, and I'm not going through that. But what I am going to do is just sort of discuss this movie and its phenomenon. I think what makes this movie awesome is actually sort of the flaws in it. Like the bad character introduction, the skipping of important lines which are more or less murmured in the background of scenes. And on top of that, the look of the alien. Yeah, this is what the aliens look like. You can see the seams on the fingers. This movie was a passion play for a lot of people. This movie had been circling around Hollywood since 1974 and took forever to get off the ground. This movie was so successful in somebody's mind that they were already planning on making the sequel, which never happened. Then there was talks of a TV show, which never happened. As far as there being more than one Buckaroo Banzai movie, there's been a book adaptation of the movie and a sort of card game. Other than that, that's it. Which really sucks because this movie is so beyond. The 8th dimension is actually a sort of prison dimension that is used by Plan 10. A long time ago on the Planet 10, the aliens known as Black Lectroids overthrew their government of Red Lectroids and cast them all into the 8th dimension, now having a peace-loving planet. In 1938, Buckaroo's mentor, Hakita-san, actually tried the exact same experiment, but having a problem.
He did not go through the walls!
So basically when that happened, some sort of rift opened up and all these aliens from the 8th dimension came down to Earth and now live in New Jersey.
All these people applied for Social Security cards in the same town in New Jersey on the exact same date.
New Jersey?
46 Yo-Yo Dine employees, Grover's Mills, New Jersey, 11-1-38.
They all have the same first name. John.
Somebody's playing games here. This is statistically impossible.
No, Reno. There are no ages and no places of birth. Grover's Mill. 1938. Why is that so familiar? I don't know. Wait a minute. November 1, October, 30 days have September, April, June, November. When short February is done, all the rest have 31.
Jackets!
Oh, no.
If people don't wear jackets, they could get cold. A cold is caused by a virus. A computer virus. We could make a computer virus and send it to their ship to disable their computers.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Halloween. Oh, don't you get it? Orson Welles.
You mean the guy from the old wine commercials?
Halloween, 1938, a War of the Worlds, that fake radio news broadcast that got everybody scared, thinking real live Martians were landing in Grover's Mill, New Jersey. But then it all just turned out to be a hoax.
So?
So, maybe it wasn't a hoax. Or, maybe it isn't a hoax.
With the exception of their leader, Lord John Warfen, who for some reason is actually trapped inside a human body. Because bees? I don't know, but they don't explain it, and neither should you really think about it. So when Buckaroo Banzai actually passed through the 8th dimension unharmed and returned, that sent a warning signal to Plan 10. The Electroids, knowing now that Lord John Warfin probably knows about this, and is probably going to try and get his comrades back from the 8th dimension and return back to Plan 10. So now it is Buckaroo Banzai's mission to stop him.
Now you, Buckaroo Banzai, have unintentionally helped John Warfin with the success of your oscillation over Truster. For our intelligence warns us that he intends to steal your over Truster if he should attempt this. Stop John Warfin before sunset. If you fail, we will be forced to help you destroy yourselves.
So that's the gist of it, actually. But it's all the flaws and errors and just randomness of this movie that makes it so cool. For example, the good aliens, the black electroids, actually do come to Earth to give Buckaroo some help. But for some reason, only one makes it. One dies falling out of their spaceship. The other one self-destructs itself. Really because there's some bad guys outside and he doesn't think that maybe I could escape or run or something like that. No, he just blows himself up. One of the few flaws of this movie is actually the characters, the side characters. We actually don't even really get their introductions except for Penny, Pretty, and Perfect Tommy. Everybody else has these nicknames that we don't actually even follow. So you have to just pick up on it.
Perfect Tommy, Rawhide, Reno, you guys are the Hong Kong Cavaliers. Buckaroo's most trusted inner circle.
Peter Weller is actually really awesome in this movie. He's kind of like Lara Croft in the Tomb Raider movies, how she just knows what to do. Same with him. He always knows what to do in this movie. One of the more funnier things is the rock band, the Hong Kong Cavaliers that Buckaroo has. We're going to play a game now. It's called 80s Fashion or Sexual Orientation. 80s Fashion or Sexual Orientation? 80s Fashion or Sexual Orientation? Another good thing about this movie would actually have to be John Lithgow. He's meant to be kind of crazy because both the alien's mind and his mind have molded into one randomness. When we first get introduced to Emilio Lizardo's character, he's actually electrocuting himself to bring back memories. This movie also has my favorite death scene in it.
Man, those things pack a mean wallop, huh? What are y'all looking at? You're on the clock. Settle up, huh?
Fuck yeah. He went out like a man. He's like, you guys motherfuckers, oh, I'm dying? You shit, you still got shit to do. Fuck yeah. Well, basically, that's all I've got to say. Go see this movie. It's on Netflix. You can buy it almost anywhere. It's really cool. It's got a great cult following. And you will love the ending credits.
Wasn't he on TV once?
You're thinking of Mr. Wizard.
This guy's a top scientist, Doom Cough.
So was Mr. Wizard.